So, as you guys may or may not know, Undisputed is officially back with a brand new cast, including Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, the immortal Michael Irvin, and of course, Skip Bayless. Now, to kick off their new show, really jumpstart Undisputed once again, of course the topic of LeBron vs. Jordan always comes up. And the one guy who's apparently taking LeBron's side of this is Michael Irvin. And he told Skip Bayless straight up, what LeBron did in 2023, quote-unquote, reviving that Lakers team, Michael Jordan could never have done. Now look, there's bad takes, and then there's awful takes. I would classify this one as horrendous. As when it comes to LeBron James at age 38, for his age, he's a great player not only historically, but also today. But taking that extra leap, that extra step, saying Michael Jordan at any age couldn't do what LeBron did last year is simply a bridge too far. And Michael Irvin, in a weird roundabout way, he makes the Lakers being complete garbage for half the year somehow a plus for LeBron James and an actual positive. When in reality, you could blame LeBron James for the Lakers being so bad, as both him and Anthony Davis pushed heavily for Russell Westbrook. And when it comes to his overall narrative, I did notice there's some key points in Lakers season that he tried to admit from that narrative. As entering the All-Star break, the Lakers had a record of 27-32, sitting at the 13th seed. Of course, not great. Now, post All-Star break, 2 games back versus Dallas, a game the Lakers did win, LeBron in that game would get injured. This moment right here, the Lakers season, was on the line. It could go positively or could go completely south. And when many forget Anthony Davis, the next 13 games was really an MVP type player, averaging 27 points, 13 boards, 2 blocks on 56% shooting. After those 13 games, the Lakers were 37-37 and finally at 500. And most importantly, when LeBron came back, they were the 7th seed in his first game back. If you want to give anybody credit for saving the Lakers, you gotta give it to Anthony Davis. As again, after that Mavericks game, their season could have gone south really quick, but in large part due to Anthony Davis, they actually got better and moved up 5 spots in the standings. Now, for Michael Irvin's big-time claim that Jordan couldn't do what LeBron did last year in the playoffs, let's investigate that pretty clearly. And I want to note, Michael Irvin said any version of Jordan, prime, post-prime, doesn't matter. He doesn't think any version of Jordan could have done what LeBron did last year. So, to disprove this really quickly, look at 1989. The Bulls that year were a mediocre team, winning 47 games, being the 6th seed. And looking at early on this season, 30 games in, they were only 16-14, barely above 500. And at the All-Star break, were tied for the 7th seed with Philly. Not as bad as the Lakers were early on, but record-wise towards the end of it, definitely pretty comparable. But one thing that isn't comparable is Michael Jordan's individual play in the playoffs versus LeBron's. As Jordan in the first round versus Cleveland averaged nearly 40 points per game, 8 assists, 5.8 boards, 3 steals on 51% shooting. And in the final 3 games of that series, he scored 44, 50, and 44. And the deciding game on the road had the buzzer beater over Elo. Michael Jordan in those 3 games had more 40-point games and 50-point games than LeBron had in 2023 for the entire postseason. And looking at LeBron's first round series versus Memphis, he was really good, some would say even great. But for Michael Jordan level 89 level, again, not a debate. And I think Anthony Davis actually in this series was their better overall player, given his defensive impact and matching up versus Triple J. And compared to LeBron James, shot better from the field, better from 3, better from the line, and averaged 14 boards with 4.3 blocks. And looking at the entire Lakers team, this team was deep, as LeBron had 4 teammates in double figures, and of course Anthony Davis, a superstar teammate. MJ in the first round versus Cleveland only had 3 teammates in double figures, and both Pippen and Horace Grant were only second-year players. Now, looking at the second round versus Golden State, LeBron once again was really good, but saying he carried this team to the West Finals simply is not true, as he averaged 24.7 points, 8.8 boards, and 5.4 assists. Good numbers, no doubt, but Anthony Davis, yet again, was the team's best player given his elite impact on the defensive end. As in total for the series, he averaged 22, 15, and 3 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. And look, let's say you think LeBron James was the best player, he was the best player in that series, the first series. Let's say you believe that, that's fine. Even if you think that, you can't say LeBron James was carrying this team. As for the supporting cast, he had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 teammates double figures versus Golden State. Now, contrast that really deep team, LeBron and AD playing virtually even, with Michael Jordan in '89 making the East Finals. And in the second round, to make the East Finals versus the Knicks, he averaged 35.7 points, 9.5 boards, 8.3 assists, 2.3 steals, on 55% shooting. I don't know what you want to call it, carrying, dragging, willing, whatever you want to call it, Michael Jordan in this series did it for the Bulls. And beating 2 of the top 3 seeds in the Eastern Conference, being the 6th seed, averaging 35, 36, even 40 points per game in a series. To say that version of Jordan couldn't make the West Finals in 2023, it's definitely a hard sell given his supporting cast being much worse than LeBron's 23. And one quick side tangent I do want to make, think about this for a second. If you make the East Finals the West Finals, that's a pretty good accomplishment. But in those series, if you don't win a single game, you get swept. Were you even really there? Like, how competitive should it be to qualify that you actually made the conference finals? It's a good achievement. If you get swept, blown out, embarrassed, it's an accomplishment, I guess, goes on your mantle, but you didn't push that team to 5 games, 6 games, let alone 7 games. And versus Denver while getting swept, there were some embarrassing moments in the clutch for LeBron James. As in Game 1, he had 2 big blunders, as in the final minute, missed a game-tying shot and fumbled the ball late to seal the loss. Game 2 blew a wide-open layup down 3 points, but him missing that sealed the deal. Game 3, they lost by double digits, and in Game 4 to tie the game not once but twice, the first time hit the side of the backboard, and the second time was blocked by Jamal Murray. If you have those big-time blunders, one after the other, after the other, after the other, how serious can I take you as a team that actually made the conference finals? As Jordan 89, he beat Detroit not once, but twice in that series. And for the entire 89 playoff, Detroit only lost 2 games, both to Jordan's Bulls, en route to the championship. Give prime Jordan that team, and I guarantee you he's making the West Finals in 2023. Because in '89, he did just that with a worse supporting cast while playing drastically better than LeBron James. As for the entire playoffs, he averaged 35, 8, and 7 with 3 steals, made the East Finals with no All-Star teammate, no All-Defensive teammate, and no player above 15 points per game. It is downright comical and laughable to compare '89 Jordan to 2023 LeBron, as Jordan that year was simply so much better, impactful, and from a two-way perspective, blows LeBron out of the water, averaging 10 more points per game, more assists, more steals, on better shooting from the field, 3, and the line. This entire debate is hypothetical, but I think that evidence right there is pretty solid proof Jordan could get a team to the East Finals or West Finals after being a lower seed. And if you want to go one step further, talk about LeBron James being at advanced age, Jordan at age 35 had a very similar run where he actually won the championship in 1998. And that Bulls team to start the season, much like LA, got off to a very, very rocky start. As 24 games into the season, they're only 15-9, being the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. But after that point, after that awful start, the Bulls would go 47-11, win 60-plus games, and be the top seed in the Eastern Conference. And unlike LeBron James, MJ in the playoffs actually sealed the deal, making the NBA Finals and winning the championship. And looking at his supporting cast, he has Scottie Pippen shooting 41%, Kukoc averaging 13 points per game, Luke Longley, yes, Luke Longley, was his third best scoring option. Dennis Rodman was AWOL, being 37 years old, getting benched in the East Finals, NBA Finals, and playing 10 less minutes per game in both those series. Contrary to what Michael Irvin says, an older Jordan, a prime Jordan, really any version of Jordan could have done what LeBron James did last year with the Lakers. And look, Irvin's a Cowboys legend, an NFL Hall of Famer. He's a football guy, so I won't kill him too much with these comments, but just know this take was pretty inaccurate and downright pitiful. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.